breathe it, love it. All sports, double coverage.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to Double Coverage, the most underrated sports card podcast on planet Earth. I'm Dom with the great man Sauce. What is happening? You like that one, huh?
I do like that one, Dom, because,
that one sound rehearsed.
No, we're going to roll with it. We're going to roll with it because, if you've seen the post that we put out yesterday or the day before, when we actually gave the play of, F1 Chrome 2020 boxes, telling people to buy at 650 odd US dollars a box, that's a play. Not telling people to buy the box when it's freaking $3,500 US dollars a box. All right. Fucking, we were telling people 650 US a box. Great buy. Get on it. Hold the box. Sit on it. And we will tap ourselves on the back. That's why we have to go back in the archives, find the footage, and let people know. And that's why we're calling ourselves the most underrated sports and trading card podcast on planet Earth, because that's not the first one. There's many other ones that we've given out there, but we got accused of pumping and dumping F1, which clearly I don't know who's pumping and dumping it right now, but there are accounts out there telling people to buy it at $3,500 the box. I would say hold your horses, but nonetheless, we were onto it early, and so we will calling ourselves the most underrated podcast on planet Earth. Dom.
I'll give a quick.
And say that with utter arrogance. Utter arrogance.
Hey, you know what? Where's my pen? I'm going to timestamp it now so I don't forget it. It's like whatever it is, 2:32. We'll say whatever. I'll work it out so I can timestamp it. Just on that, really quickly, with the boxes, there was only X amount of them produced for last year's Topps Chrome, and as much as everyone thinks like the box is going to go to the moon, it's going to be 10K. I think it will tap out at 5,000, whether it's Australian or USD, it is. But this stuff is still getting opened. And when people actually start doing their research, people just buying it at the moment because it's like, oh, I want F1. I want to rip it. F1. It's the hottest thing. Oh, I got to get last year's 2020 Topps Chrome. I'm going to store it away, or I'm going to buy it. I'm going to rip it. I'm going to get this. I'm going to get that. And people actually take the time, Source, and literally go, oh, shit. I'm going to examine the checklist. I'm going to examine what's been already pulled in terms of the low-numbered and numbered cards. And then they start doing the maths and going, well, all these cards are already pulled. People have it in their collection. So now whatever's left is just trash. Whatever you're holding at $5,000, the box becomes worthless. Because what are you chasing? There's nothing in the product. So just be very careful. You're buying it now and you're trying to hold on to it for a 10 years time play or a 5 years time play. The amount that's getting ripped of this product, you might be capped at 2 years. Max. So just be very careful. I'm going to say it again. I've been telling people just be careful with F1 in general. Besides the point, you do what you got to do. You listen to the people that think they know what they're talking about. And if you get burnt, so be it. Like, what can I say? Like, we only try. I know a lot of people here, like the diehard listeners of the show, like, they know. And I've said to a lot of people that have got boxes Source, just hold it till it gets to 5K and then just dump it. If it gets to 5K. If it gets to freaking 10K after, a lot of these people were in at Source for under $1,000, these boxes, or for $1,500. Just take the 3,500 profit or the $4,000 profit. Don't get greedy, because
if it gets to 10,000, do you know how many people are going to be trying? Like, how many boxes?
If it gets to $10,000 Source
for it to get, people are going to try flog off.
Yeah, but the thing is, all the big ones, like the one-of-ones, they're already out.
Yeah,
so I don't know what are we chasing?
Are we chasing
silver rookies,
silver variation refractors? I guess that's it. What we're chasing. I don't know. The base autos, there's still going to be that in there, but
but that runs out over time.
Well, let's not forget that you're not guaranteed an auto per box. Yeah. So there's no guarantee that your box has
it could be an F2 driver.
Yes, correct.
Or it could be Christian Horner, team principal. Like, it could be Romain Grosjean, who's not even in the thing anymore, in the sport. So
Mazepin.
anyway, it could be. Just be careful. That's all I'm saying. It's just a word of warning again. I know it's 6 minutes in, but we have to give a bit of a rundown of why that video was posted. The video was posted because we're stuck to our morals and our beliefs from the beginning of this podcast to now. Helping people in times when there's an opportunity to make money, but also helping people at times to not get robbed blind. And at the moment, you're getting robbed blind. If you're buying them at $3,000, $3,500 US, you are getting robbed blind. Absolutely robbed. Seriously.
I would probably say with that 3,500, you're probably better off going and buying singles from even this year's product, like picking off singles of low-numbered guys, low-numbered cards of guys out of this year's, 2021. You probably, that 3,500 will probably go a long way in buying you some really, really nice cards.
You can still buy really nice numbered cards of guys like Norris and Leclerc that aren't even graded. You can buy them raw, and then for the grading fee, cost you nothing. For $3,500, shit, you could turn that investment into $10,000. Like with some of the cards, as we know, one of our mates, he bought the orange Leclerc for what it was raw, but to grade that card, even if it comes back a PSA 9, it's worth $2,000. He's already quadrupled the value of the card. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's opportunity there for $500. Why spend $3,500 when you could potentially get jack shit? Yeah, you might hit a variation, but people not understanding variations are like case hits. It's not like you open every box and you're going to get a Hamilton variation. They're rare.
Yeah, well, you might get a variation of an average driver as well. So
Gunther Steiner or something. I don't bloody know.
Or a Sonoda, Yuki Sonoda or whatever.
Yeah.
You might get one of him. So like, it's a risk.
That's where we want to start.
I think the risks are too, outweigh the pros. I mean, the cons outweigh the pros at the moment. So yeah, just be mindful.
While we're at it, Source, let's just get straight into the Grand Prix. Australia this weekend, Melbourne Grand Prix, Sunday, 3 p.m. our time. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be awesome. We finally got the race back here. 2 years without it. Super excited, Source. Super excited. Thoughts, predictions?
Yeah, it's a bit hard to give a prediction. We haven't even seen any practice or qualies or anything, so it's a bit difficult.
Based off form.
You've got to say Ferrari's going to be up there. It's going to be Ferrari, Red Bull, obviously. Battling it out. I'll be interested to see if where Hamilton and Mercedes ranks this race. They are struggling. Obviously, Hamilton had a really, really tough race last time out. So it'll be interesting to see. It's good. It really is good to see, teams like Haas, actually having crack, you know what I mean? Like, and it's, it's what we wanted when the equalization was going to come in, that would hopefully see some other teams back up the ranks, or, teams that were there previously back up the ranks. In this case, it's Ferrari. And then, other teams who really haven't had much success in the sport, maybe have their opportunity to maybe have a bit of success. Do I think a Haas driver is going to win the world championship? No.
It's too late now. It's over.
Do I think they could, win a race or two this season? Yeah, why not? Why not? They've shown that they've, got potential to have some pace. I really do want to see McLaren, put something together for Ricciardo.
Every time he races here, he's just horrific.
Just putrid, isn't he? Yeah. So look, don't have high hopes for Danny Rick, but would like to see him fare well. But yeah, I think it's it's going to be out of Red Bull and Ferrari. I just think they've Ferrari especially, like you called it, Domo, that they're pretty much through the last 2 seasons to focus on this season to get their car cherry ripe and they've actually it's not the big red tractor anymore. It's it's looking like a Ferrari and moving like a Ferrari. The way that they're able to get that straight line speed, which they lacked so much in the previous seasons. So yeah, look, it's going to be a interesting race. Definitely tune in. I'll be interested to watch the qualifying and see who comes out on top. But yeah, we'll make a bit of a decision who's going to win the race based off the qualities. But yeah, I think it's going to be out of those two teams.
I'm gonna make a call pretty early. A lot of turns on this track, bends and turns. There's one major straight, which is the straight at the end, but I'll show you what it is here. Let me just share my screen. The screen sharing is back, ladies and gentlemen. That's the circuit here. If it wants to open, there you go.
There we go.
So DRS zone is here. So it comes in, and on the curve you can overtake. There's a few straights.
2 DRS zones.
Yeah. But speed trap straight there. But there's a lot of turns. DRS, yeah. My whole thing is, we've seen in the past, obviously, in a straight line, the Red Bulls are very quick. And we've seen the last few races that Leclerc has had Verstappen's number where there's turns, where there's corners. He's able to blow out a gap. So if you can get in front of Verstappen early, he could win this race. But I'm actually going to go a bit of a smoky sauce because that's what I like to do. Ferrari will win, but I think Carlos Sainz will win the race on Sunday. I really do. They're expecting a bit of rain in the afternoon as well, so that might shake a few things up. But I think Carlos Sainz could get it done here. I think Verstappen potentially does finish second or third, and Leclerc is the driver that he interchanges with in that second or third position. Lewis Hamilton finishes probably fourth, potentially pushing for the podium. I think you're going to start seeing Mercedes get a lot better now as we progress. And by the time we get to Silverstone in the British Grand Prix, they'll start winning races, I think, Mercedes. I don't think it's going to take them very long, Source, in my opinion. So they've got Ferrari and Red Bull need to get the points now while they're up for grabs. So, perfect. All right, Saucy, let's move on. Bit of AFL. Last week, we had some cracking games.
Yes,
absolute crackers.
Great matches.
We had the Doggies defeating the Swans. 11 points really doesn't justify the score. They kicked 17 behinds the Dogs. This should have been an absolute demolition.
They should have. That's right. They should have slapped them by more. But got the win in the end. So nonetheless.
Exactly. Then the D's beat your mob. Made sense. Like, we don't need to overthink this. We said last week that was going to be the case. Let's be honest.
Look, I watched the game. I'm not saying we should have won the match. We gave a good account of ourselves. I'll be honest. It probably blew out maybe two extra goals at the end there, a couple of cheapy goals towards the end. So the margin's a bit more than what it could have been. But D's, they're just too strong. They're just too strong,
good,
man. They're so good, and we did well to fight back in that game. I thought early on in that game it was like, oh wow, this could get ugly. But credit to us, we fought back well. I think as an Essendon supporter, there's a lot of negativity. You had a look at the fixture start of the season. You look at those three teams we played. You go 3 teams out of the top 4 from last season, most likely going to lose all 3 of those games. Let's be honest, right? We only beat 2 teams that finished above us last season, right? And every other team was below us. So we overachieved. I think, there's many Essendon supporters out there probably were looking for the next step for our team. I'm a realist. I think, could we potentially still make finals? Yeah, maybe. Maybe we could sneak in there. But you know,
You'll
we're going to keep
destroy
putting
my mob
performances.
source. That you can pencil that in as a win. So
We're
you
going to
don't need to
keep
worry
putting
about that.
performances in like that. I mean, if we play like that against, like we did against Melbourne, we had a couple of back half turnovers that, you know, hurt us in the end. But, you know, we play like that. We took the game on. You know,
That's what you got to
we
do.
really, yeah, we play like that. We're going to win some games. You know,
You will.
we did all right. We did all right. But
You'll be all right.
the D's just look too good. They just look too good. And you know,
Because
the
they
thing
are
was,
too good.
you could tell though, you know, you get that sense of a team. It's like when they just needed to switch, like put it up a gear, they could just put it up a gear, and then they just kick 2 or 3 on you. That's the class. You know, that's how you tell a class outfit from, like, you know, an average team, when they just knew there was a moment in the game. You know, Oliver stepped up, Petrarca stepped up, the big boys. They just put it, you know, put the burners on, bang, 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 kick 2 or 3 and put the lead out again. And we could just never get in range, you know, and they're just too good. I'll be interested to see how they go tonight. Obviously, they're playing over in against Port Adelaide. They're short favourites, and playing Port Adelaide, you know, over in Adelaide. So I'll be interested to see how they go there. And Port Adelaide needs to bounce back because they're looking shocking. On to the next game.
They'll probably get slapped. Where are we here? Adelaide versus Port Adelaide in the showdown Friday night. Port had this game sewn up, and the Crows came back, and stupid free kick with 4 seconds left actually cost them the game. There was no need to actually whack whoever, Sam Mays, I think it was. No need to whack whoever the guy was. You could have let the ball just hit the deck. It would have gone to the boundary line. I tell you what, unless he's doing a reverse Bunana, he's not scoring from 50 out with 4 seconds left. So stupid play there. Adelaide get a fantastic win. Hopefully that kicks them off a bit for this season. They've actually showed really good things early so far this season with their youngsters, and the vets starting to step up a bit as well. GWS got the job done against the Suns. The Cats came raring back against the Pies.
What a collapse. What a collapse. How do you give up a 6-goal lead in the 6 goals they were up by?
They
shit the bed. Going
I don't know what happened.
That fourth quarter, they were up by 6 goals. How do you give up a 6-goal lead? Bed. But, you know, credit to the Cats because they kept fighting. It was an amazing comeback. And
last time they gave up a 6-goal lead source was against the Giants in a grand final. Against the Eagles in a grand final, and they lost. So they thought they had the premiership in their hands at the end of the first quarter, and then when the siren blew at the end of the fourth, they lost. So
look, credit to the Cats. Good win, and obviously congratulations, Selwood, most captains of a captain.
Most caps as
yeah. I don't even know how we call it.
Most games played as a captain of a football club.
Of a football club. There you go. So
there you go.
Yeah, well done to them, and
good on him.
It's
yeah.
Like, what can we say? I don't know. I don't read too much into that. I think the Pies are going to be half decent this
They'll be all right.
Season.
They'll be all right.
You know, are we reading much into that? I don't know.
No.
All I know is
what did I say last week, though? What did I say to you last week? You give Geelong a bigger ground, they're able to play their game, and they can win it from a position when they're down. I said the week before against Sydney, small ground, not enough room to move the ball. It's hard for them to come back in a game like that. And plus, a lot of those kids played the game of their life because it was for Buddy. You know what I mean? That was the other thing too. So Geelong, I still don't think are going to be that good, but you give them a bigger ground against some of these teams that are on the fringe, like Collingwood.
I think they're still going to win 14, 15 games this season.
Yeah, I know that. But they against fringe teams, their experience will get them over the line.
Yeah.
Against these teams that have got a lot of youngsters in there. So, it doesn't surprise me. Next one up, let's not even go there. Fuck that one. Seriously. It was freaking 65. It was 65 to 15 at one stage in this game.
The paces.
I'm not even going to get into it.
That's an old school shellacking.
Yeah, I'm not even going to get into it. Blues got the job done against the Hawks by a point. Carlton actually almost lost this game for themselves. They dominated. It
They
was
should
almost
have put this game out of sight.
yeah. They should have. They should have. But the Hawks actually look all right, Sauce. You know, they're another team that takes the game on and really play an offensive brand of football, and I like it. A lot of young kids, and they're not afraid. They'll take it up to you. So they're my Smoky. Hawthorn now. Honestly, Hawthorn is literally what I thought North was going to be this year, but clearly not. We're still stuck in drafting mode. Clearly, we want to get another couple number one picks. Next one up, Saints got the job done against the Tigers. This was Matty's game. This was pretty close the whole entire game, and then the Saints just flipped a switch and blew them out of the park at the full-time siren. So good win by the Saints. And the Dockers played against a waffle team, and this is what North should have done against West Coast the week before. But
yeah.
Just shows where we are. Fremantle just said, all right, we're playing against a VFL team, a waffle team, and we'll smash them. And they did. Games this week, Source. I will get into... Oops, I shouldn't have closed that. I will get into the thing, Global, my super coach in a second. I'll bring it up. We'll just get our predictions. Sorry. I shouldn't have closed it. All right. Port versus Melbourne, Source.
These.
Yeah, I'm going D's. Cats, Lions.
This is down at HBA Stadium. I'm going to go with the Cats.
I'm going Cats. Also, Swans, North. Well, that's an easy one.
Yeah, Swans.
Pies, Eagles. Another easy one.
Pies.
Tigers, Dogs.
Got to go with the Dogs.
Yeah, I'm going Dogs also. Saucy. Dockers versus Giants in Perth.
Yeah, this has been an interesting matchup. If Fife is playing, is he back?
I don't know No, he's not back.
He's
not back.
Look, I don't really know.
I'm going
tough
Giants.
game. It's a tough game. I'll go with Freo. It's over there.
Dons, Crows.
Yeah, I'm going to go to this game on Sunday. It'll be interesting to see. First game of the season that I'm attending. Look, I'm going to back my boys in. We played all right at Melbourne. There's a good chance that maybe we might be getting some ins as well. So a couple of guys that came back and played in the VFL, Tip and Woody was one of them to name. So, hopefully I don't know if he has another game back in the VFL and then comes back in. I don't know, but this will be a close game. This is a flip of a coin. Look, I'm not going to lie.
So you're going to probably have name back in is Waterman, Zerk, Thatcher, Snelling, and Adelaide going to get back Haitley, Josh Worrell, Rory Sloan, and Taylor Walker is going to debut for the season, his first game of the season. So I'm picking the Crows. If you're asking me, I just think they're going to win this one. That's a bit of an upset. But next one, Hawks versus Saints at the G.
Yeah, this will be a good matchup, and I'm just going to go with the Hawks just because it's at the G. Saints don't really play there too often. Liked what I seen against Carlton. I really liked the way that they fought back. I thought they were going to get blown out of the water there in after half time, and they fought back really, really well. So I'm going to go with the Hawks.
Suns Blues to wrap it up for the round.
Look, I'm gonna back the Blues in. I'm gonna back them in. But this is a game that, if the Blues want to show that they are contenders this year, this is a game that they must win. They must win this game. They must go up to Gold Coast and
they have to win.
Doesn't matter.
I agree.
Might not beat them by 4 or 5 goals, but you got to win. You have to. So, I'm gonna go with the Blues.
I'm also going the Blues. My super coach team update, 21-35 last week. Saucy. My average is 22.84. My round 3 rank was pretty shit, 51,000. Rank change, that's a round rank. Don't care about that. Season rank is the one I care about. It's at about 12,500. Not too great there. Yeah, so total score, I'm in the top 8%, which I'm pretty happy about. Changes for the week, I got rid of Stevens. I actually used my first boost global. So my first boost was used. If this wants to load, it'll be fantastic. Please load. So I can show you my team. It'd be quite nice. And we can do a bit of a run through. And it's not going to work. Of course, when the podcast is on and I need to show you my team, it doesn't work. When I was on beforehand, it was working. Here it is. So I got rid of Joel Smith from the D's, put in Driscoll from Freo, got some money there, got rid of Cooper Stevens, put in Brady Ho, bit of money there, about 90K. Durden's in health and safety. I'm not going to get rid of him. He's a shoe-in to play every week. Then I got rid of Josh Riccelli, whatever his name is, from Adelaide, and downgraded him to Thompson Dow from the Tigs. He's going to go up in value as well this week after his big 100. So just trying to boost the salary, as you can see up here, 243 in the kitty. Hopefully I can do another downgrade next week, and I can just chuck a cheeky upgrade in my defense. I want to upgrade my defenders first. The forwards have been pretty good so far. So there you go, Sauce. And ladies and gents, that's what I've done with the Supercoach team this week.
Supercoach update.
Let's move on straight to UFC. Enough me talking. I want you talking, Sauce. So just a UFC reminder.
So just a reminder. I did stuff it up last week. I thought that the Volk was fighting on Sunday, but there was a week break, so he's fighting this weekend. Make sure you tune in to your local guides. I believe the main card kicks off from 12 o'clock. I will just double check that for you, ladies and gents. Yeah, main card kicks off from 12 p.m. Prelims kick off from 10 a.m. So make sure you tune in. You can obviously get the main event through, a array of places, KO, through the UFC fight app as well. So, make sure you tune in. It's a cracking card. You got Aljamain Sterling against Peter Yan, Gilbert Burns against Chimaev, and then obviously our boy Alexander the Great Volkanovski against the Korean Zombie. So it's going to be a cracking card. Tune in this weekend and make sure you support the Volk.
100%.
He's going to win. He's going to win, mate. I've got all confidence, mate. All confidence.
I hope so, bro.
I think he could get a finish in this fight. I really, really do. I really do think he could get a finish in this fight. So, look out there.
Very nice. All right, Sauce, moving on to the EPL. We do see everyone in the comments as well. We see you. We've had Joel in, Cosmic in, Global in, Adam in. Thanks for stopping by. A bit of EPL, Sauce. Man, I'm telling you, I'm on the brink here of just exploding when it comes to the EPL. On the brink with my freaking football club. But Saturday, we had Liverpool defeated Watford 2-0. United drew with Leicester 1-1. Wolves defeated Villa 2-1. Leeds and Southampton drew 1-1. Brentford defeated Chelsea 4-1. A bit on that in a second. City defeated Burnley 2-0. Norwich and Brighton 0-0. Spurs smashed Newcastle 5-1. And West Ham defeated Everton 2-1. And Saucy's boys got a slapping from Crystal Palace 3-0. And that's why I'm banging my head against the wall, Sauce, because Leicester should have been a game that we won. Would have put us on 53 points. 1 point behind you. Obviously, you got a game in hand, but just to put a bit of pressure on you at the moment. But, of course, top four is City, Liverpool. They're playing to see who wins it, clearly. Chelsea, Tottenham for third and fourth. Chelsea have dropped the ball completely. Arsenal, potentially, if you win while your game in hand, you can go 2 points behind Chelsea, Sauce. So, but United battling with West Ham, Arsenal, and Tottenham for that top four spot. Games this week. Oh man, United suck. Newcastle Wolves, Everton versus United at Goodison Park. Arsenal have Brighton. They got to bounce back very quickly for that one. Southampton play Chelsea at St. Mary's. So Chelsea really on the ropes at the moment. Watford Leeds, Villa versus Spurs, Brentford versus West Ham, Leicester versus Palace, Norwich versus Burnley, and Man City versus Liverpool. This week, Source, Sunday. That's the game. Tune in, 1:30 in the morning Sunday. Man City versus Liverpool.
Yeah, this could be the match that decides the title. Let's not beat around the bush here.
This is the
You
game,
know,
Source.
this is the game.
If you haven't tuned into one EPL game this whole year and you're a massive fan of the EPL, you just like watching highlights, put your body through the pain of waking up early, ladies and gents, if you have Optus Sport, and watching this game. Just watch this game. They're going to be going at it. It's going to be physical. It's going to be great football. It's going to be whoever wants it the most. And this is pretty much playing a grand final. This is it. Gives the upper hand to a team, and potentially, you think about it, City win, they get a game up on them, and it could be pretty hard to win it from there. So stay tuned for this week's fixtures. Over to Champions League, Source. First leg, obviously, of the last 8 that remain in the competition. And City defeated Atletico 1-0. Liverpool defeated Benfica 3-1. Villarreal defeated Bayern 1-0. And then Madrid traveling to Stamford Bridge, and Karim Benzema, a hat-trick in about 25 minutes, slapped Chelsea. They get the win 3-1. Not looking good for Chelsea because they got to travel, obviously, to the Santiago Bernabeu next week.
We've seen how hard it is to get a result there. Obviously, PSG couldn't get the job done. And
they're pretty much
cooked.
They
They just outplayed him in this game. They just outplayed them from start to finish. They looked the better squad. The goals that, the two-headed goals that Benzema scored were just crazy good. It's just, the first one to header it in from that distance, and obviously with that accuracy, and go, for it to fly past the keeper like that was, a great finish. And then the second one was just probably even better. The first one was really good because he was so far out, but that one, when you're going backwards, your body weight's going away from goal, and you're able to contort your head and loop that ball into that far post and hit it back where it came from. That's that's what you get taught as a youngster. When the ball comes in from that angle, if you can header it back from where it came from, back across the goalkeeper, as the goalkeeper's, shifting his body weight across the goal, it's hard for the keeper to, obviously change direction and make that. And, he looped it over him. And it was just a great finish. And then the third goal, Mendy, I don't know what the hell he was thinking. A blunder. It was probably, if they went in to the second leg, only down a goal, 2-1, array goals don't come into it anymore, you would go, not so bad, but they're going there, 2 goals down. They're going to have to, they got to go there and really, put on the pressure in the first half when they play in Madrid and try get a result. But, credit to Real Madrid. They just outplayed them. And then Villarreal, credit to them to get a 1-0 victory. Now they got something to hold on to going, obviously, to Munich. Hey, why not? Why can't they get a result? Why can't they, dig in and potentially try catch them on the counter? Who knows? I don't think it's likely. I think Bayern aren't too worried, especially, only 1 goal down. It will be interesting to see and how that pans out. But,
So I got a bit of a theory.
I don't think it's
going
to
be
good for Villarreal. I don't think so.
I got a theory on 2 of the games, and 2 of the games have the exact same result, and that is the 2 1-0 wins from City over Atletico and Villarreal over Bayern. The Bayern one is probably more a sure thing than the other one. I think Bayern goes back to Munich and just dominates them, to be honest. I think they win it. it would be a fairy tale if Villarreal goes into Germany and literally stomps them in their backyard. It'd be fairy tale scenes. But I think Bayern gets the job done. Just quality there, too much quality. The other game, which is really interesting. So Man City had about 15 shots, 6 on target. They had 2 goals. Atletico had 0 shots, 0 on target, 17% or 16%. Was it 17% or 27% possession for the game? Didn't do much. So that just tells me they sat back a bit, didn't do too much. They're obviously at Emirates defending.
Yeah, 70-30
We know,
possession.
70-30. There you go.
0 shots on target.
Yeah, they had 0. They did nothing. They pretty much just sat back
0
for
shots.
90 minutes, Source. That just tells me, and Source, you know as well as I do, all right, because you've brought this guy's name up many a time on this show, all right? But we know the way that Diego Simeone's brain works. Don't count them out. And if I'm Man City, like, you got to be on your game in Madrid for the next game. You got to be on your game because they can easily knock them out. The away goals thing, Source, genuinely has major impacts now, not being in the comp, because you can just sit back and just defend when you're the better team or equally matched team or whatever it is. When you go travel to the home team's game, and if you do a good job defending, you cop one goal. Then you can just play on your deck. All you have to do is put 2 across. Even if they kick one and you're 2-2 in, you're playing extra time on your deck. In the past, they kick an away goal, it's finished. You know what I mean? If they had 2 away goals, it's over. Doesn't matter what you do. So now it actually equalizes it a bit, and there's more strategy in what they can do. So I'm not counting out Atletico Madrid because I saw what they did against United.
They that was clearly their tactic to just make sure they get home. Obviously, if they're down a goal, that's all right, but they didn't want to be down 2-3 goals to give themselves too much to do on their home deck. So
identical. This game, all right, in terms of what Atletico did, is identical to what Real Madrid did when they went to France, to Paris, to play against PSG in the first leg. They copped a goal late, 93rd minute, but they didn't do much for 90 minutes. Goes to the second leg, albeit PSG did score first, and they were on top for the first 35 minutes. They were on their home deck. You got the home fans cheering you on. Obviously, that's a major, major, major factor when you're pushing for a comeback to win a leg in soccer. And they got the job done. They weren't as worried. Yeah, they were a bit worried because they were 2-0 down. But how worried are you when you got everything's going your way, the momentum? You got the crowd. So, I don't know. Man City probably had to try and get another one in, I think. Just another one. But what's to say, it's not over till it's over, I guess. I think Man City are in a position to make the final here. So we'll wait and see what happens there.
Next Wednesday and Thursday is the remaining legs. So make sure you tune in if you are interested. But it should be an absolute cracker.
All right, Sauce. It comes that time. I know. We've gone 39 minutes. We haven't brought up the NBA at all. Globe was asked, how about the mighty Lakers? And we're at our favorite segment of the week, which is Lamont of the Week. And I'm just going to throw it to you, I guess. Set the scene.
Yeah. Look, the scene was set pre-season when the Lakers decided to bring in Carmelo, bring in Westbrook. Preach to the fans, to the Lakers faithful, to me, that we now got a big four. We got AD, we got LeBron, we got Westbrook, we got Carmelo. And people were excited. And look, at the start of the season, I said, look, there's not much I can do about it now. They've made this decision. We're going to see how this pans out. I'm not hopeful because we've seen how Westbrook goes with teams. And I'm not hopeful. But, they've made their bed, so they can lay in it. And laying it, they did. They laid in it and pretty much fell asleep. And as I called, 4 weeks ago, Doma, when it was getting tight, I said we wouldn't even make the play-in. And here we are, knocked out of the play-in, knocked out of the playoffs. The King ain't playing no playoffs this season. And Russell Westbrook is the demise of another franchise. Now,
LeBron's the part to play in this too. I'm not giving that.
Yeah,
that clown a pass.
Yeah, he's not getting a pass. The franchise isn't getting a pass. Rob Pelinka and the Lakers franchise. What the hell you were thinking, pandering to LeBron? LeBron himself, although he's had amazing stats, amazing efficiency for a guy that's 37 years old. But it's all great to have these stats and all great to potentially get closer to the highest ever points total in the history of the sport. But it doesn't sit well with me when you can't even make the play. Now, it's not even that you're going to make the top 8 teams. You can't even make the top 10 teams in the West. The top 10. Like, you bought all these guys in. You wanted you wanted Westbrook, LeBron. You wanted him. You forced the hand of the franchise. You forced the hand of the franchise to keep Taylor Horton Tucker. Yes, Taylor Horton Tucker, right? Keep that lemon. And here we are, not going to be in the playoffs. How the hell do we have 4 players in the top 75 players of all time, apparently, right? And we're not even going to make the play-in. How? How does that happen? Now, I understand injuries. I understand. I get it. But you had time to turn this around in the last 4 weeks, and you couldn't get wins on the board. I don't have words for it, Doma. I don't have words to explain how.
I got one word. There's one word you can use.
Absolutely pathetic it is what I've seen from my franchise. It is beyond a joke that they didn't make the top 10 teams in the West. And for that, the Lakers franchise, LeBron James, Russell Westbrook, AD, Melo, Taylor Horton Tucker, the whole lot of you.
Rob Pelinka. Doc Rivers when he comes next year.
Oh, mate, that ain't going to fix nothing. What? So he can throw everyone under the bus? Like he threw Ben Simmons under the bus? For that, Los Angeles Lakers and LeBron, mainly, you are Lions! Toma, look, I don't even know what to say.
Here it is. Here it is.
This was made the playoffs.
This was 4 weeks
like
ago.
Russell Westbrook over DeMar DeRozan, who's having an MVP caliber season. A guy from LA that would have gone, yeah, LeBron, I'll come and be second fiddle to you, third fiddle to you and AD. And we can make a super team.
Second fiddle.
Yeah, because AD would have been injured, so he would have been second. LeBron would have been first. Yeah, it's correct. Correct on another point there, yeah, Doma. What I seen was pathetic. I don't even know what to do from here. I said whatever 4 weeks ago, Dom, I was saying, even earlier, I was saying, we're done. The Lakers are done. We ain't winning shit. We're not doing anything. But we're at a point, Dom. We might not even make the playoff. We might not even make the playoff game, the play-in game, I mean. We might not even make the play-in game. We have 3 All-Stars, 2 MVPs on our team, and we might not. A guy like Russ.
There it is. That's what he said a few weeks ago. And it's not a might now. It's actually a reality. They're gone. This is a guy that watches all the Lakers games. He knows everything about his franchise, and he knew they were cooked. And he was on the money. Saucy, you're on the money. I'll give you that. That was your source.
And I've got to call it how I see it. I'm not false hope, fucking bullshit. Not giving any false hope to the Lakers faithful out there. I'm telling you, and I'm calling it how I see it. We have been playing pathetic basketball all season. We don't deserve to be there. And you know what? I'm glad we aren't there because. And the biggest thing about this, Domo, it pisses me off. The biggest thing that pisses me off about this is we fucking won the championship and we blew the team up. We won and we blew the team up. Why? Why did we do it? Why? Give me answers. I want answers.
James.
Why did we blow the team up?
I actually said something pretty interesting to you today, Sauce, and I got you thinking. But you know what's funny about that whole list after the title? You could have probably kept Caruso, Kuzma, KCP. If you actually traded Davis, you could have got another superstar and potentially had DeRozan in that team as well. Then you would have been unstoppable. But you don't have DeRozan. You don't have Buddy Hield. You don't have Lowry. You don't have Lowry, DeRozan, Buddy Hield. You don't have any of those guys. You're not going to have Frank Vogel because he's going to be gone. You're not going to have Westbrook next season. You're not going to have half these other guys. But what you will have, Sauce, is potentially some young guys, some to change the vibe. But I'll tell you one thing that you will have. You're still going to have a guy that is second to LeBron that will play a third of the season again. You will have a coach. If you don't, honestly, if you don't hire Quinn Snyder from Utah, if you pick Doc Rivers over Quinn Snyder, that says it all. That literally, you're trying to turn a leaf over here as a franchise. If you pick Doc Rivers over Quinn Snyder,
he has to be the most overrated coach in the history of the NBA, surely.
Who, Doc Rivers?
Yeah.
He's a horrific coach. I don't care what anyone says. He is horrific. He is no good. Anyone that I said it before on this show, come debate me on Doc Rivers. He is horrific. He's a spud, a genuine spud. I can't wait till Philly don't do shit in the playoffs. Genuinely, I can't wait. It is going to be the greatest thing. Oh, it's going to be great. Oh, it's going to be so good. I'm just going to rub my hands together like this and be, where's the scapegoats? Get them in. But you're going to potentially have Doc Rivers at the helm next year. An injured AD again. LeBron and the band of merry men.
They should be trying to move off AD.
Listen,
and
you know, if I was LeBron,
for him.
If LeBron was genuinely as self-aware of his moves and stuff as he thinks he is, and the franchise is as smart as they think they are, LeBron, you know what he's like. He's here to win titles. He's pushing and doing all this stuff. The moment AD, after your title season, walked into the franchise overweight and out of playing shape, would have been the moment I said, all right, at the end of the season, if he gets injured, we're trading him. The fact that he did not care in the offseason to come back out of shape. You're not Shaquille O'Neal. I can guarantee you that much for free. All right? You're not Shaquille O'Neal who comes back from offseason 30 pounds heavier and just bullies and bosses the league. You're not Shaquille O'Neal. You're nowhere even close. You're not even in the vicinity of the top 100 players of all time. You're not even close. I don't care what anyone says. He hasn't even gotten a big enough sample size source to actually say he's in the top 100. Well, based off what? 20 games a season? Like, fuck. All right, he scores 50 here and then he's injured and out for 50 games. Come on, man. Ridiculous. Come on. Anyway, Sauce, that's the Lamont of the week. It's the Lakers organization. Who knows where it goes from here? Adam says LeBron to play a coach. Oh, fuck.
Please
I don't
no,
think
Adam.
so.
Please no.
No.
Please no.
No.
Please no.
They're finished. The Lakers are finished. The offseason is going to be the biggest thing for the franchise in a long time. Your moves will dictate everything. So
I hope not, Doma.
So, all right, Sauce, let's move on. Let's get to Hobby Talk, brought to you by PSG. Very nice. Thank you there to PS Grading. Much appreciated. That is Platinum Standard Grading, Australia's best grading service. Yeah, you heard it. Best grading service. Just like we're the most underrated podcast on planet Earth, they're the best in Australia at grading cards. Just quickly, Global wants to know who you would go for, Saucy, as players, as the Lakers. Honestly, let's not fuck around now. Like, who would you genuinely want? Would you want Lillard? Would you trade AD, try and get Lillard?
Yeah, I would say you got to move off AD. Like, look, you've got one more season with LeBron. That's potentially another season. Like, got one more season to try win a championship before he does his thing with Bronny and plays with Bronny. You gotta get rid of AD and there's two options here for the Lakers. There's trying to win. Obviously, you're going to try and win right now, and AD is your only piece to really move and try get some guys around LeBron to try win now. Like,
I don't know who your free.
You can't rely on Anthony Davis clearly because he's just going to get injured again. So there's no point putting him there. Keeping him, to be honest. And if we do keep him and, we see LeBron out to the end of his contract, obviously LeBron's a free agent, so he can go wherever he wants. And then, Anthony Davis, we gave up the whole house for him. So, we don't really have any picks. Yeah. I mean, it's pretty crazy. Like, think about this. Memphis Grizzlies, their third team in the West, they actually get our pick. So whatever our pick ends up being in the lottery, Grizzlies get it.
Here we go, Sauce. All right. I'm just going to read a couple to you. Free agents at the end of this season. I think I know which one's going to be playing for the Lakers in 2022-23 season. James Harden with a player option, won't take it. He'll stay in Philly. John Wall.
Go to the Vegas team, mate, when Vegas kicks up.
John Wall, who bloody knows? You might just sign John Wall, Sauce. That's how bad you are as a front office. Westbrook, he's gone, right? He's got a player option. This is the guy that I think will play with LeBron next year, Bradley Beal.
Yeah, it makes sense.
This is the guy. Kyrie Irving's there. Zach LaVine, I think he's going to stay. Everyone else is not great. Not great at all. Yeah, not great. Yep. That's what you got. Pretty much. Bradley Beal or bust. Straight up. Sauce. Straight up. All right, let's move on.
Well, it's get Bradley Beal in and then use AD to trade for someone, some other guys, some other pieces that we need.
The rumor is potentially off to Oklahoma. Get SGA and a couple of they got all these draft picks. Sam Presti's got all these draft picks. But I think Sam Presti's too smart to trade for Anthony Davis. Like, I've heard that rumor thrown up so many times. I wouldn't give up SGA and draft picks for Anthony Davis. No way.
Giving it up for a glass house. That's what you're giving up.
Not in a million years would I do that. I would trade Anthony Davis to Portland for Damian Lillard and probably Nurkic. get a big guy and Damian Lillard, and then sign Bradley Beal and have LeBron, Bradley Beal, and Damian Lillard.
Jeez, there's a recipe for disaster. There'll be no defense played.
Fucking defense.
Mate, Lillard doesn't barely plays defense, and Bradley Beal's the same, mate.
I know.
And then you got LeBron, whose defense has gotten worse and worse as he's gotten older.
What do you want me to say? Well,
look,
I don't know.
This is why we don't. This is why we aren't the GMs, mate. This is why we aren't the GMs. We don't get paid enough to put these teams together. But all we got.
Yeah, but fuck, we said that Westbrook probably wasn't the option. The guy that they left open during the playoffs.
Yeah.
But we're the plebs, and we're telling the organizations with the clowns that are getting paid a lot of money. That was a dumb move. So Adam says Rich Paul will get Maxey to the Lakers. I don't think so. I don't think Philly's going to get rid of that kid. Nowhere, no way, no how. He's going anywhere. All right, so let's get into the hobby talk while we're at it. All right, Topps license. Bit of soccer quickly again. 2024 to 28, they're going to be getting the Euros. Another license lost by Panini, looks of things. Just cutting their lunch at the moment. What can I say? Fanatics are taking over. They're in damage control, man. Like, honestly. Panini's in damage control. Like, let's not wait till 2024 to start pulling the finger out and doing shit. So, thought source? Another license? They're getting WWE back.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not really. I just want to see how this plays out. Like, I just want to see how it plays out. You know, we've seen what happens when Panini gets a license. You know, they whack the Prizm brand on whatever they've got the license for, and then they charge $1,000 for a hobby box. I want to see if, you know, Topps does something similar, or Topps sticks true to their roots, because, you know, traditionally Topps has been pretty good, where they, you know, even like when they release product on their site, even though it sells out quick, they're still releasing it at like a very, very, very reasonable price point, you know, to direct to consumer from their website, right? Panini, on the other hand, no. It's not a reasonable price point. It's jacked the hell up so they can rip off their consumer. All right. So that's the two difference. That's the difference between the two companies. I'll be interested to see, you know, how it all plays out. Obviously, there's plans in the future by Fanatics to, you know, change the way that the product is distributed to the consumer. So, you know, how that all plays out is it going to be very, you know, much like how the drop for, you know, the Zero Cool V Friends boxes were, with a blind Dutch auction, like that? Is that going to be the way of the future? We don't really know. I just hope that, you know, that we don't see prices of boxes where, you know, just, we'll get into it in a bit.
We definitely will be.
The price that you're paying for WWE, which is just astounding, to be honest. Just astounding. Crazy shit.
Absolutely crazy. Another thing, CSG, they've got a reslab offer to convert your slab into the new style of slab. It's a $5 reslab. That's what they're charging to change it from the green slab to the black slab. So just an update there for them. What else we got here? Source 21-22 Panini, impeccable Premier League soccer cards. When is this dropping? We'll find out in about 2 seconds, but it is going to retail around $2,200 USD a hobby box. So you'll be happy about that, Source. Print runs have nearly dropped in half for the Sapphire, number to 20, silver to 15, gold to 10. Each box should deliver one base card and one parallel. Impeccable base parallel breakdown, Sapphire to 20, silver 10, Emerald 5, Platinum 101, printing plates 101. There's Alberto Del Mondo right there. Inserts also average one per box. Choice Choices include rookie medal featuring gold to 10 and black 1-1 parallels alongside stainless stars, which adds signed versions. There you go. Sambi Lakonga. Any good source? This kid, Albert? Sambi Lakonga. Ultra rare Premier League logo gold cards display an actual 14-karat gold bar. 1 to 2 troy ounce. These are case hits. Hopefully the gold bar actually stays in the card source. As we saw with Impeccable Basketball, it fell out of the card. Fans can count on a bounty of hits in this 2022 Premier League soccer checklist. There's Bernardo Silva. Auto, Hobby Boxes supply 7 on-card auto sets that are exclusive to the format. This includes Indelible Ink, Immortal Ink, Impeccable Club History autos, Impeccable Jersey number, and Impeccable Stats autographs. We saw one of these cards, obviously sourced with the HGA sub we had. There was a Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang in there, which was very nice, actually. Got graded pretty well for a thick stock auto. And then we've got some more SIGs here. Triple auto here. Timo Time, Mason Mount, and of course Captain America in the middle. And then here we have Oliver Skip. There's a patch auto. Oh no, just a patch, sorry. May 25th is the release source. 8 cards per pack, 1 pack per box, 3 boxes in a case. The average is 4 autos, 1 additional hit, relic or auto, 1 base card, 1 parallel, and 1 insert. There you go. Thoughts on Impeccable? I know we love it for basketball. We really do love it for basketball.
Yeah, I like the product. I think it's a good, bit cheaper price point than Immaculate, but nonetheless, it's gonna be stickered autoed again, which is seems to be pretty standard for soccer. It's what we're sort of expecting or come to expect.
Everything for Panini outside of basketball, really, at the moment. Just all stickers. Or some basketball.
Yeah.
Literally everything stickers.
I'll be interested to see who they've put in it, who the chase rookies are. I'm guessing the lad from United will be heavily featured. Anthony Elanga, as one of the key rookies out of the set. But at the same time,
Martinelli
there was one
again.
Yeah, Martinelli when his stuff was really from last season, tops Merlin. But anyway, let's not go there. That's his true rookie season. But there's a name I'll bring up. Because I've seen a clip during the week. Thomas. Imagine we lived in, what was it? Was it 2009 when United won the title and Federico Macheda came on? He gave the spin, an absolute spin of all spins, finished into the far corner. The United faithful went bananas.
Against Portsmouth, mate. That was against Portsmouth.
Yes, and won you the title. Right?
I was watching
Federico Macheda. Right? Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you're not familiar with soccer, that's fine. Go look him up, Federico Macheda. At the time, he was 17 years old. Right?
Even if you were, you wouldn't have a fucking clue who he is.
Imagine he came on today, right, in the hype of the hobby and cards, and kicked a goal like that to win the title for United, right, or any team in the
Imagine
Premier
he played
League.
for City or Liverpool source, and this weekend he kicks the winning goal.
Right? The pandemonium. His card prices would be going absolutely bananas. Go have a look. The bloke, after that, he was a one-hit wonder. He's nowhere to be seen. He's pretty much fallen off the face of the earth. This is what can happen with guys. You could get a guy that's, he might be there one second. It might be there 1 second.
Same thing with like Andre Arshavin, dominated in the Premier League, and then just that was it.
That's it. Dominated for about 3 seasons in the Premier League and just fell off the face of the earth. This is where like prospecting and this is why sometimes when I talk about why I would rather go buy a Del Piero auto or a Thierry Henry auto, or something of a guy that isn't a prospect, because you know what, we know what Del Piero has done, we know what he's achieved. Thierry Henry, we know what he's done, what he's achieved. But your guys like Bellingham, where people are spending stupid amounts of money for his cards, and he's done absolutely nothing. And you could even put, there's other guys in that category as well. So it's, I want to throw that name out there, and I knew that would be a nice little flashback for you, Domo, because that was the definition of a one-hit wonder.
I was losing my shit when he kicked that goal as well. I was losing it.
As you would be. As you would be.
And as a typical young United fan at the time, you're like, this guy's a freak. He's my favorite player. He's actually a spud. So, but besides the point.
It's the only good thing he's ever done in his career.
Exactly. But it's very funny, Sauce. That is actually a very, very, very good comparison on a young player. Because where is he? That's it.
He's 30 years old now, and he's
Martinelli could be nothing. Martinelli could actually be nothing. I don't think he will be. I genuinely think he's going to be a gun. But like Martinelli, even like Saka, he could have been anything after that Euro final. Could have got in his own head, and then could have been finished. You just don't know. You don't know. Smith Rowe as well. A lot of these guys dominate Source as rookies, and people listening at their first clubs. Then they get the big contract and they have to go play at another club, and the system doesn't work for them, and they capitulate and they become nothing. They struggle. So it's all a gamble on rookies. It really is. But yeah, it is what it is. Source is right. Martinelli was last year, not this year. Anyway, let's move on. Interesting thing here. Nice post here, Source. Your boys. You and Matty Cams. Your favorite company, Starstock. Real Starstock update. This came through. Apparently someone said this. So, of course, Juan says here, we said we were going to keep the heat up on Starstock. So here's an update. Unfortunately, it isn't good. We heard that around the trap, Starstock got started delivering cards, which was great news. However, we then spoke to several of our Starstock contacts, one that works there, and we found that nothing has changed. In fact, it's gotten worse. This is an update. Starstock now only has one person looking after the ship home backlog. One person. That's not acceptable. In the perfect world, Starstock make $1 bazillion in their new venture, NFTs, and allocate more resources. Anyway, this is what he said. Starstock is 100% lying about the ship home backlog. The lead person just left, so now it's only one person. People still there think the backlog is 6 to 8 months right now. Some even think it's already an entire year since it's only one person pulling cards. No plan on hiring anyone at the moment either. They've essentially given up on cards. I guess there's like this slim chance the higher ups actually have no realization that the backlog is already this bad because they've totally checked out of cards and moved on to the NFT project. But regardless, that is the current state of things. Man, I wish they'd just be honest with people. Such shitty management at Starstock. Scott has no balls and is being told what to do by the board, and they have no experience in cards. So pretty damning stuff, Source. That's not proven to be actually verified and true. But if it is, not great. Maybe you'd be able to explain to me, Source. I don't even know what the NFT thing is. Like, what happened? What's this NFT that they're working on? Do you know about this? Like,
I would not
maybe I've been living under a rock. I've got no idea.
I would not have a clue, mate.
So yeah, your thoughts on Starstock? Like obviously a platform that you used a fair bit.
Platform when it worked was brilliant. As I said, like I would buy stuff cheap on eBay, send it over to Starstock, flip it on Starstock. Unfortunately, it seems to be that what's the old saying where the old saying where it's a jack of all trades but a master of none.
Master of none, yeah.
And that's what they really turned into. They had potential, but unfortunately, they folded. I don't have any other way to say about it. I mean, I've got cards stuck in StarStock, but they're sort of just sitting there. I don't really know what else to do. I'm trying to have a look at what I got here. Yeah, I don't have too much in here, but it's a few cards I wouldn't mind to be able to, get shipped back to me. I mean, I did put a request in to get some money out, and that took like 2.5 weeks to get processed. I did end up getting my money. It was only about $200 or something, but I got it in the end. So the stuff is getting done. I don't really know, where they can. They started up as a marketplace for raw cards, and then I like the fact that you could, pick off raw cards that were already sort of pre-screened. Obviously, that was taking a lot of time, and people. I think the issue was when people would send pretty much all of their you know base rookies in, out of every set. That would take a lot of time to, get them all uploaded into the system. And, that's obviously a lot of man hours. But yeah, I haven't really followed it too much, so I can't comment. I would not suggest to start using their platform now. You never know. Maybe you can go in there and pick off some cheap cards, but then at the same time, if you actually want to get those cards out of the platform, how long's that going to take? So yeah, just be mindful. I did hear that, Scott Greenberg, the CEO or whatever, was supposed to jump on a podcast this week, someone's podcast. So I think it was Sports Card Nonsense that we're going to reach out and get Scott on. I did hear from on one of their podcasts that I was listening to. So, look out for obviously Sports Card Nonsense. They're supposed to have Scott on, so maybe they can probe him and ask him some questions. Unfortunately, we don't have the pool to get someone like Scott on our show. We could ask him, but I mean, it's a bit difficult with the time zone. So, just let those lads hopefully ask the tough questions and get some answers for people who are wanting to know or wanting
what's going on, really.
Yeah, wondering what's going on. You know what I mean? So, yeah, nonetheless, I wouldn't suggest to start using their platform now.
Probably not.
It's probably not the wisest thing to do. And yeah, I wouldn't mind trying to get these cards out of here because there's a few cards in here that I wouldn't mind, being able to sell and potentially, grade. I was buying, certain cards on here that were Star Stock A's in the hope to be able to grade them through. They were doing grading services. I was just waiting for PSA to get back a reasonable service, and then I was going to grade them through Star Stock themselves. But I don't think I'm going to do that now. So yeah, I've sort of got a bunch of cards in here that I'm sort of stuck with, and I don't really know what to do. So
which is unfortunate, to be honest.
Not good for StarStop, because I'll tell you what, when the platform was working and when I was using it, quite a bit, it served its purpose. I liked it. I liked what they did, but unfortunately, they've just gone backwards. And yeah, it's just I don't know. I don't feel like they're the only platform that's gone backwards as well. I think there's other platforms as well that have gone backwards, just not quite as far back as StarStock.
No comment. That's probably something we can discuss on another podcast for another day, to be honest, Source. But let's move on quickly. Let's get through this one, and then we can have a look at have some fun on the last couple of things. This one here, graded tickets. Juan once again said he's an interesting one. Pardon the pun. Juan has an interesting one. Had some friendly banter with Buster, who owns Cards Nation. Anyway, it was about tickets. The market for ticket stubs is a recent phenomenon initiated by certain influencers who started promoting slab tickets out of nowhere, just like F1 product. Anyway, carry on. Surprise, surprise. These people had a large quantity of slab tickets before they started talking about it, just like F1 boxes. Interestingly, Darren Ravel jumped into the conversation out of nowhere. He was not tagged in the comments, despite not being involved or referenced in the conversation. Darren started calling us names as per usual. They pretty much call him a clown. Anyways, obviously irrelevant. Mr. Ravel claims this, blah, blah, blah. Let's look at the facts. Next to nobody knows about the ticket stub market. Certain people start pumping them. All of a sudden, the market for ticket stubs starts going up. We're sure Darren is going to come back and call us more names. Can't deny above facts rather than revert to name calling. Prefer if he explains to us exactly why ticket stubs are collectible and why there should be a market for them. Source. Thoughts? Buster says here, collect what you love, everyone, no matter what anyone says. Tyson Beck actually commented, got my all-access locker room ticket to Kobe's final game. That beats any Kobe trading card, in my opinion, personally to me. Fair enough. Cards Nation said, thanks for the shout out, Card Porn. I think that people have spoken. Let us know when you publish your book on how to collect. I like that. I actually like that. That's a great comment. Darren Ravel comes in and said ticket stubs are collectibles because, unlike cards, many of them were in a venue during sports' greatest moments. Unlike every modern card, they are limited by scarcity, not false scarcity. Like cards, they are graded by PSA, and so their populations are so small, and those populations can be looked up. They are pieces of art. They are time capsules. Just look at the ads on the back. With cards, you just remember collecting the card or seeing that card. With a ticket, you remember the moment and where you were in that moment and what you were doing in your life. Game 4 of the 94 finals, the O.J. Simpson card chase. What's the card equivalent? Unlike cards. Anyway, he's got a whole bunch of shit there. You see, he's been collecting for 35 years, and tickets are the most organic thing I've started to collect. Don't collect them. That's your thing, but not understanding why they're a thing for such a voice in the hobby is embarrassing. Anyway, sounds pretty familiar to I don't know, another type of product, maybe F1. Anyway, how well did that go for him? Old Juanito. He fucked up there. Big time. So,
yeah,
just your thoughts on it, Source. I think there's a place for it. If you're into it, you're into it. That's it. Like, people collect ticket stubs. People collect freaking cards. People collect freaking, like, Buster collects president's signatures on things.
Mate,
like
people collect freaking Hot Wheels cars. Yeah.
Hot Wheels cars.
And there's massive
VHSs. VHSs. And there's absolutely no, if we're going to talk about a thing that's got no fucking market, it's VHSs. Oh, I want to have a VHS and collect it. That's fine. Like, there's a streaming service. Like, every game, you haven't got access to every game and stuff like that and being there in the moment like a ticket. They grade games as well, video games. There's things for everyone. Source. Like, I don't see what the big issue is, to be honest. Matty Tabe says, I think there's a market for sure. I would love a Masters entry ticket when Tiger won his last Masters. Would be PC only, though. Can't see him being a flip type deal. James collects Betamax tapes. It's a thing, Source. In my opinion,
people that collect cassette tapes and everything. Like,
just if you want to collect it,
that comment by Buster. That comment by Buster is exactly right. Come back to us when you've written the book on how to collect. Like, no one can tell you how or what you want to collect. If you want to collect it, by all means, collect it. But also at the same time, don't say that
it's a piece of shit. Pretty much. That's what everything's a piece of shit outside of cards. That's literally the gist of it.
Yeah,
but if you're not collecting cards, it's crap and it's not worth collecting. And if you're not collecting NBA cards and you're collecting some alternate sport, it's rubbish. So, anyway, so I just think there's room for everything, to be honest. People collect a whole bunch of stuff. So, let's be honest. People just need to get over themselves. Next up, Source. I've been waiting for this. Here we go. We're going to look at some listings first, and then we'll go to some sold items, all right? Your favorite product. This is the product of the year at the moment. Here it is. WWE Prizm. Source's favorite product. All right. There's a few on here. Liv Morgan. This is listed, by the way. $2,500. There we go. Triple H True Red to $299. Pack Fresh Hall of Fame, $111 or best offer. There you go. You got a Silver Refractor, Seth Rollins, Color Blast here of Roman Reigns. That's currently a $3.5 source for the Color Blast. Hulk Hogan, 8K or best offer. There's an Austin Auto, 2K, 20K for Bron Breakker, whoever in the blue hell that guy is. Undertaker Auto, Jewel Auto there, 8,500, 10 grand. Here you go. Rock Cracked Ice Silver, Rock Bottom on Stone Cold, 1,000. AJ Styles, 3 grand. Here's the John Cena that's at almost 11,000. 64 bids on this one. Gold Sasha Banks. James Mann says, time to cash in on WWE cards, it seems. Yeah, only if you've got Prizm, though, apparently. So everything else is... Matt says, hard to buy in big dollars. Who knows where these will be in a few years? I can tell you where. Back in Topps' hands. That's where the license is going to be in a few years. So, Jinder Mahal. Anyway, source. These are the pricing. All right. That's what it is. There's your favorite. Trish Stratus right there. To 10. 3K. If you want to outlay 3K. If you feel like it. All right, Brock Lesnar, $50. So that's what they're listed for, source. The box is $1,000. I just got the Rock here.
Mate, I can go buy a 2016 Trish Stratus Auto. I'm pretty sure this is on card for $50.
Anyway,
Tops.
source. All right. So you saw what everything's gone for just then. These are the solds. Okay. $3, $40, less than $150 for this one, whatever it is. $10, $5, less than 200, less than 700. $3, $5, $9, $5. Best offer on 9, best on 10, $3, best offer on 9, $5, $8, 99 cents. Prismatic, $5, $5. This is Riddle, $40 for his auto. You can see it all here. $5, $5, $5, $5, $5, $5. All right. I'll type in auto because we want to see autograph source. 700, red champion auto to 99, and a silver base. DDP, best offer on 300. 80, $30, Dolph Ziggler. Roman Reigns, best offer on here's for $3,000. Makes sense. He's the best wrestler at the moment. This is a Topps Chrome. It's over $50. Kevin Owens, $100. Ted DiBiase, $80. Charlotte Flair on best offer is $600. Now, the funny thing, source, is, as funny as it is, it might not be funny to a lot of people. You're not guaranteed, clearly, to get one of these big hits there. Christian Pulisic. Yeah, there you go. Shawn Michaels. That's not even in that set. Anyway, besides the point. $1,000 a box, source. More often than not, 90% of the time, you're not making your money back. So, just your thoughts on the pricing.
I mean, what did we see there? Like, some of the better cards out of it are still only worth like $150, $200. And I've seen an auto pulled, sold for $25, $30. You know, like, it doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. I feel like there's a bit of old pumping going on here on this product, where everyone's trying to, pump their bags of Prizm, trying to make something out of nothing, trying to invent that Prizm WWE Prizm is somehow better than previous products. We've seen this before. We've seen this before with UFC. UFC came out first Prizm UFC. Topps had the license before it. Yeah, we've seen it start hot. We did see it start hot, but as time went on, prices came down and lowered. And now, Prizm UFC stuff is pretty reasonable. And, I wouldn't be buying it. I wouldn't be buying it.
But the funny thing is, Source, all
Look, I
these
don't collect
sales...
WWE, so I can't advise people to say, I'm also not going to sit here and go, if that's truly what you want to buy, and that's what you want to collect, by all means, buy the ones that you want to buy, but just be careful. I feel like there's a bit of ulterior motive from a lot of people with this release. Trying to pump it up. So, I had someone. I seen someone trying to compare, this to F1 Chrome 2020, like saying that this is the first Prizm, WWE Prizm, like you're trying to compare it to like 2020 F1.
Yeah, but
Chrome.
outside of match attacks,
there's never been cards before. Yes, that's right. So it's not apples and apples, is it? It's I literally seen someone trying to compare it. I'm like, and he's pretty much stated going, if Chrome 2020 Chrome F1 can get to $4,000 a box, why can't WWE Prizm?
Stop. Come on, man.
This is what I'm trying to say. The ulterior motive of people is ridiculous.
I'll be honest with you, Source. Yeah, I didn't like the price point. Right, the cards actually look sick. I didn't like that there was sticker autos. I didn't like the price point of the product for what you're getting, in terms of sticker autos and stuff. Obviously, the Prizm variations and stuff, they look sick. The golds, the oranges. Just remember, we're in the first week of this product. Let's have a look at it in a month and a half. Because like Saul said with Prizm UFC, the Conor McGregors, some of them are
bases
$70.
Bases. People were paying $100 for the base.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Let's wait and see in a month and a half's time. Because I'm telling you, I want to buy an Austin and I want to buy The Rock Prizm base. I do. I actually want them. And Shawn Michaels and Triple H and guys like that.
Wait, Doma.
But I'm going to wait. I'm not going to buy them now. It's just stupid to buy them now.
Mate, just wait. You'll be able to even get the base silvers and stuff like that.
Yeah, I know.
Cheap.
Matty Tape says, hands down, the best pack value for return I've seen lately is the Footy Stars Fat Packs. For $6, I can hit an average $20 of cards, but then can hit a $200 card also. Box go for $105. Can't go wrong.
Yeah, you can't. We've been saying that. Like for $105, if I had $1,000, would I rather go buy that, or would I rather go buy a whole case of Footy Stars? Footy Stars Jumbo. Give me the Footy Stars Jumbo every day of the week. Personally, for what you get, you've got a much better, higher, chance at return in the Footy Stars, and probably going to be more fun to rip. But at the same time, if you want to go rip WWE, by all means, Prizm, by all means, go for it. But I just don't think if you're really, trying to build a collection, it's just not the way to go about it. It's just not the way to go about it.
I'm not disagreeing with you, to be honest.
As I said, Doma, I'm looking here at one of my all-time favorites, when I used to watch WWE, Trish Stratus, right? And I could go buy her 2006. Look, and this is me not even making an offer. Buy it now, $80 on card auto as well.
If anyone wants to know why she was his favorite, in 2006, Saucy was 12 years old. And just imagine a 12-year-old mate going into high school, watching the Attitude Era. There was a lot to tune in for back in those days in wrestling. I can tell you that much. So I can understand why she was his favorite. I definitely can. Grunt Dad, what's up from South Korea? Hope you're well. Adam says, never understood wrestling. I am so not interested in this release. I just hope people don't get too carried away. Grunt Dad says, me neither. I've been out on wrestling for 10 plus years. Absolutely no interest. Anyway, Saucy, let's move on.
Yeah.
Let's finish it up.
I don't have the interest. We're just
we're just trying to point it out again.
and we're just seeing people, obviously across the socials and Instagram and people with significant following trying to pump up WWE Prizm when, we've seen this all before with UFC Prizm. So I'm just going to say, like, if you do want this stuff, don't buy it now. Hold out. If it doesn't interest you, that's it. Go find something else that you want to collect. It doesn't really interest me. So, but at the same time, we're here to help people. And I think wise words are to don't buy the product right now.
And that's the bottom line because Saucy said so. As simple as that. Saucy 316.
That was good. That was good.
All right. Saucy Smoky. What do we got?
So the Smoky, I'll just bring it up. I'm not going to go too far into it. I think this one's more for like if you're an Arsenal fan. Futera's got some cards on at the moment, which are just print to demand. So you can come on here, Futera.com, and you can pick up Martinelli, January player card of the month, December player of the month card. They're $19 each card. You got Thomas Partey. You've also got Ramsdale. You can pick up a Pepe card, Martin Odegaard. So something a bit different. These are like a quality card. They're like a thicker stock as well. So it's something. It's not really a play per se. It's more just if you're an Arsenal fan. And you want to collect some of these guys, I'm looking at probably buying one of these Martinelli ones, definitely for sure. Probably one of each of those. Might buy a Ramsdale as well. But just something a little sneaky. We'll have a look at the quick view here so you can sort of see what the card is. If it wants to pop up. Yeah, there we go. So not too bad. They're $19 each. Something a bit different, and they've also got. If you keep an eye out, they do have some rights to a few teams. So Liverpool, PSG, Marseille, Man City, Wolves, Barcelona. So they do have other ones that pop up here from time to time. So feel free to always check Futera.com and pick up some of these. These are print to demand, so you're guaranteed the card, which is pretty cool. And you don't have to fight other people for it, and something to add to the collection.
Very nice. Gruntdad says, will it come to retail or hobby for WWE? I think it's going to come to retail.
They'll put it in retail.
They'll have to. Matty Tape says he's come down for Greek Easter, keen for a beer catch up. When's Greek Easter, Matty?
I think it's the week after our Easter. You might be away.
I'll be away. Yeah,
you might be in overseas.
And Adam says Futera is underrated. Agreed. Matt says chuck 10 on the Tigers this weekend. 24th, 25th. I'm away. Saucy will be here though. He'll be around. He'll definitely be around. I'm going away, and it could be a different looking face on double coverage for 1 week. I don't know what Saucy is going to organise or who he's going to organise, but it's open. If anyone wants to jump on and fill this spot here, it's not going to be hard to fill, to be honest. It's quite easy to fill. You can replace this lemon on your screen. Hit up Saucy. You might even be able to do a bit of a revolving sauce. A couple special guests come in and each segment. Well, not each segment, but half a show. Up to you. Whatever you want to do, mate. But that's it. Matty Tabe, Masters weekend, boys. You're doing a recap. Don't really watch the golf, but I'm actually keen to watch this. When's it start? Tonight, I think someone was saying. I'll tune in. 100% I'll tune in.
I wouldn't know the first thing about golf.
I wouldn't either. I know. But Tigers playing. Tigers playing, Sauce. That's all we care about.
Yeah.
Tigers playing. All right, Sauce. Let's wrap it up. You've been listening to Double Coverage, the most underrated podcast on planet Earth. I'm Dom with the Great Man Sauce. Keep living, loving, and breathing sport. Peace.
Thank you for tuning in. Please don't forget to leave a review on the Apple Podcasting app. Also, follow us on socials, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. Talking all sports. Double Curve.